Okay, should we move on to my topic then? Or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So my topic is going to be one that will tear this group apart, I feel like, in a way.
I don't think it will.
It's actually going to divvy it kind of like... No, you're right, it will. But
I
just
drew this at work
it's going to be schism.
when I was bored.
I have it, and I'm
For-
gonna frame it now.
For
We
Logan, he took it from me.
Okay, so last night
Moving
on my Twitch stream we were talking about musicals, and I said the bold statement, musicals suck. I have not seen one that I've enjoyed, because in my opinion, and let me go through my points before you guys start bombarding me with, because I know Dan's gonna be on my side. He said earlier he likes one. I know Logan
I'm
loves
going
musicals.
To be somewhat on your side.
I think majority you're going to
Am
be
I
on my
ever
side.
really on your side?
No, you're not. That's why I said mostly on my side.
Yeah.
And then these two both love musicals. So let me kind of like, just lay out why I think it's weird. And this is the only part, like, I don't care how good the story is. There's this one thing about musicals I can't get past. And it's the fact that everyone will just randomly start singing. Weston and I...
The whole point of a musical?
Well, I know. But, like, Weston and I walked into Dollar General today, right? And I bought some Pokemon cards while I was there. And in a musical, we would have been singing in the car about how we would have gone and got Pokemon cards. We weren't going to do that. Like, no one in real life does this.
Hey, Logan, do you want to go and sing about how we're going to go do something else?
I actually do kind of want to grab some Pokemon cards. So.
Want to sing about it on the way?
Let's do it.
So, like, no one's going to do that. And then we walk in, and, like, if we were singing about cards, and then you get the two people that were working, there's two employees, if they were singing and harmonizing with us and dancing with us, like, in my mind, that never would happen ever. And I know there's a lot of things in movies where you can be like, well, that's not realistic. That never happens in movies, whatever. Like, but in my mind, I'm picturing in musicals, like, what if I did that in everyday life? Like, it wouldn't make sense. If Logan and I, or if Logan went to drop off pizza, like, he goes to deliver pizza to my house.
Time?
And me and him started singing about the pizza, and we started dancing in my front yard, right, and harmonizing with each other, and like throwing the pizza up in the air, and like nothing happens to it. Like, it's just, in my mind, it's a weird thing, and
It's not supposed to be realistic.
I know it's not, but
Can I tell you something?
it takes me away from the story, is what it does.
I get that, but you have to realize that we're looking back a long ways first, okay? And you're going to realize that what did they have? They had what are called operas. I have a question. What is an opera?
It is an obnoxious singing show.
So it's pretty much all
A repo
song,
backwards.
right?
Yes.
So musicals were a step away from that, and where
Yes.
they reduced the amount of music and increased the amount of actual story being. Can't really
Yes.
say that because
Dialogue.
Dialogue. Yeah.
Dialogue.
And then our straight plays that come from that are a step even further from there into being what we know now. So what you have to realize is that was actually a stage in history. And there are some people who just enjoy it,
Then I get that. Like, there's something for everyone. Like, I mean, you guys all enjoy anime. I'm not a huge fan, so I get it. Like,
Uncultured.
Uncultured is correct.
Yes. Opera was also like only for the high class.
This is true.
So this was a lower step down for the more common person.
It allowed more people to access the entertainment industry.
yes, but I guess my topic, though, would just be musicals suck. Changed my mind.
Well,
The Greatest Showman was actually really good.
I was going to say there are a lot of real good ones.
And the
including-
music,
Good show.
it was good. Music was great, obviously, but the music also pushed the story along. Like, it added to the story. That's why it was good.
Like
It
another
added
one.
to the character's depth and the reason for why they were doing what
See,
they
and
were
I
doing.
haven't seen that one. I guess that's
It's got Hugh
probably
Jackman in it, so it's good.
okay. Because like I've seen Grease, which is a cult classic. Like, it seems like everyone always is like, oh yeah, I love that.
I don't like Grease.
Back when High School Musical came out,
Oh,
saw
garbage.
those
Don't even
terrible,
watch.
No, they're
awful.
Great.
Shut your
I love
mouth.
High School Musical.
Okay,
You don't get
those
to talk
suck,
anymore.
Okay? No.
I love High School
No
Musical.
on those.
That's my childhood right there.
It doesn't matter. They suck. Even in comparison to other musicals, they suck.
I don't care if that's your childhood. Your childhood sucks then.
Now,
I'm talking
onto-
Spider-Man cartoons, man.
Let's see. On to real musicals. Another great one was Les Mis. Okay? Or as
I
some
didn't
of
watch
people
that
miss-
whole one, and I didn't really like it that much.
My
but
See, it's actually one of my favorites. If you actually follow through, the story is powerful. The music, like you were saying with Great Showman,
sure.
pushes it along. But I get it. The musical style doesn't always ring true with everybody.
Yeah.
Whereas
Seldom
the
for
actual
me.
musical genre of The Greatest Showman was more of a poppy
Yeah.
sound, more so than the old classical music style.
Yeah, I think
So-
when I look at musicals, I don't completely diss Jordan's opinion on this, because I think if it wasn't for, like, I've talked about this I think once, about how I didn't really want to do choir, and then I ended up doing it because my football coach made me do it.
Your football coach made you do choir?
Well, he encouraged me to try it out, and I did, and then he's like, well, you've tried it once, you can't leave now. And
That just seems like it wouldn't happen where a football coach is like, hey, you should go sing.
well, the football coach, he wasn't the head, and he was also the choir director
Okay,
for
so that would...
Emmitsburg for like 40 years. And
Okay.
So anyway, so like I get that, and my opinion was like that too. Like musicals are dumb, like theater's dumb, like all that's dumb. But then I actually did it, and I was like, this is awesome. I love it.
Right.
I mean, when I watched Sound of Music as a kid, for instance, like I didn't really care too much for it. I was like, oh, it's all right, it's just a kids.
We get to watch
musical.
something in class at school. That's all I
Yeah,
cared about.
but
I
then-
didn't like it.
But now, like, it's very sentimental to me because that was the one musical I was in, and I really like that story now. Like, I love that love story between the character I played was Rolf, and then Liesel is the girl's name, I think. And just that love story was cool to see, and just that's kind of where my passion for musicals and stuff came from. And yeah, Greatest Showman is great. Another great one, just to point out, is the Sweeney Todd. That one's good. I love
Season
that
Barber.
one. Demon Barber of Fleet Street. That one with
Johnny
With
Depp.
Andy Bernard?
No.
I've never actually watched Sweeney Todd.
What?
Surprisingly.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good. I really like it.
No, so I guess the only musicals, and this is kind of, I almost consider it a different category. Like, you have your Disney musicals, I
What
guess.
about your Disney animated?
Well, yeah, that's the
musicals?
thing. Like, you have like your Disney animated ones, and I almost consider that to be different than if you get the ones with real people, that's the one that throws me off. But like Mulan, I loved that movie growing up.
Old school Mulan, yeah.
That
But
is a
which
musical.
I know is
Aladdin,
a musical,
fantastic.
but
Mhm.
once you throw real people in there, then it's just like, nope, this isn't good. And that's I can handle it when it's animated. I can't handle it when it's real people.
I guess it also takes away from it because you already know what the animated original is. You already love that. That's your childhood. And
Well, I'm saying it like it doesn't matter with what though. Like
when,
even
Beauty and the
with
Beast comes out with the live action, like I don't care. I don't want to see that.
I'll see. Yeah, I
They-
wouldn't even bother.
I was telling you guys
Yeah, you
Dan
said
this last night because we went to see Free Guy. I was like,
Thanks for the invite.
I kind of don't
You live in Spirit
hate
Lake, dude.
the Beauty and the Beast live action as much as a lot of people do. It's not
I never watched
better.
it. So
By far, it's not better. But there is one like song and scene in there. It's like, I believe it's right when Belle leaves the Beast or whatever, and he does like the song that wasn't the original, and it's one of my favorite musical songs. Like, it's really good. So yeah, I would agree with that. Like, definitely, like if it's a animated going into live action, I typically don't like those either. But one was talking about animated musicals. One of the most underrated ones, in my opinion, is Hercules.
Hercules is really
That
good.
is
It was
amazing.
really
I haven't
well
seen
done.
Hercules since I was a kid, so
Go the
I
Distance
really
is
good.
by far one of the best songs I've ever heard in my life.
You know what? You should just go the
I think
distance
Aladdin's
and
my
watch it
favorite,
again.
with Mulan being a second probably. Hercules is probably third.
Hercules is so good.
Another one of my favorites for the musicality of it was actually the Hunchback of Notre Dame.
Really?
Oh yeah, that was.
It had some really good musical scores to it.
That was a good one.
see. But like I said, like those are animated ones where I can get behind those, and I don't know why. My brain, when it's a cartoon, separates it differently from when it's people.
Yeah.
And so I think of the people ones as being, when you guys leave, am I gonna start singing a really sad song about the podcast being over as I put things away? Like that's not gonna happen.
Feels high school.
He
That
probably
that
could
logic
be
doesn't
doing-
even make sense whatsoever, though.
Well, no, but I'm saying,
think he
like-
could be doing this and just trying to make us think he
probably.
does
Well,
it.
see, I kind of get what you're saying though. Like, in animated form, it's like, okay, it's already kind of wacky. It's kind of not realistic already. I mean, you can
And it's
have, like-
already a step from reality.
Yeah, and so for them to just bust out in song isn't much to ask for.
Yeah.
But when they're like actual people acting, I can see it. I get where you're trying to come from.
Like in High School Musical, for instance, when they bust out in song in the cafeteria. You're trying to tell me every single person in that school happens to know the same song, same dance at the same time.
It's
they're all
not
gonna
the point. It's not supposed to be realistic.
I know,
Not
but
the intent.
So stop trying to think.
I know, but that's how my mind takes it. Is that it's like that would never happen.
First off, don't think about those at all. They're pure rubbish.
They
No,
are,
they're
but that
great.
was
We
an
don't talk
example.
about them.
It was an example.
They're great.
Logan, grow up.
No, they're great. Zac Efron's best role.
No,
Gosh.
that is incorrect.
Okay, he's in
No.
Greatest Showman. Way better.
I was gonna say that
Yeah,
is
that's-
way better.
He is, Greatest Showman's best role, I think.
So
He's
you
gonna be
see, you've
Batman
already
too.
admitted
No,
you were lying
but
to your past a moment ago.
But I
okay?
still will admit I do love High School Musical, unironically. The third one's not great, but the first two,
They're
bangers.
terrible. I've actually seen the first one, and it's freaking garbage.
I didn't even make it through the first one.
See, I
All right,
sadly.
you guys know me in movies and stuff, and like,
Yeah.
don't talk during the movies because I feel that's rude to everybody who
Yes.
wants to actually watch it.
Absolutely.
I made jokes and screamed and yelled and talked about everyone during the High School Musical one, like showing like it was that bad.
It's a
You guys
terrible
watching a
movie.
night?
Yeah, we watched it like a youth group movie night. It was. I just made fun of like everyone so much.
I mean, it
I
is a
enjoy
pretty
musicals,
bad
and
movie.
I couldn't sit through it.
It was terrible.
It's just nostalgia, pretty much. I think you gotta have been growing up when those came
Sure.
out.
You
to
see,
be
if that's the truth,
fan
though,
of
does
them.
that mean it's actually worthwhile, or does that mean it's actually just crap, and you just confused yourself into thinking that it's
And
decent?
you're viewing it with rose-colored glasses. I think is
Yeah.
what he's doing.
Well, it's like, I feel like
Hey,
I'll
Logan,
probably-
first off, it's okay if you like it. I'm not going to say like you
No,
can't
no,
like
no,
it.
I
I'm
agree.
giving you a little bit of crap
no, I
here
agree.
for it.
I feel like
I'm giving crap for it.
I'm probably gonna get some heat for saying this, but it's kind of like the Pokemon anime. Like, it's nostalgic, but when you go back and watch it,
Not
it's
quite.
not. I would say Indigo League is its exception, but everything past that is kind of like it's meant for kids. It's meant, and you look at it and you see.
Yeah,
that.
but it's meant for like an adventure, a fantasy adventure that is unique and like exciting for kids and stuff.
Yeah, but
And it branches all like age groups too, like how classic Pokemon is.
Yeah.
It's widespread now.
But no, that's what I'm saying.
You can't say the same thing about High School Musical. Man.
No, that's what I'm saying though. It's like my point is that they're probably not both great. Like you wouldn't look at Pokemon and say that's the best anime ever. Like nobody's gonna say that.
Back
If
in the
they've
day, it was a
actually
cartoon
watched-
on
If
anime.
they've
to me.
actually watched anime, like a lot. But like High School Musical, I would never
But the
say
theme song, one of the
Oh,
greatest ever.
Oh, most assuredly.
100%. But then, I would never say High School Musical is the best. I know it's got flaws, but it's just nostalgic.
It has
That's
more
why-
than just
The
some
whole
flaws.
idea of making it was a flaw.
It's great.
The conception of that idea
Yeah.
was a flaw.
Yeah.
I love it. I'm still.
I think
know what?
the
I love
only
it.
thing in High School Musical that I specifically remember laughing at, and it's the stupidest thing ever, is when his dad comes into the gym and he's like, "What the heck are those two doing in a tree?" Like, it just yells at the music teacher. The only line from that whole movie I will specifically remember just laughing. And he's so pissed. What the heck are those two doing in a tree? And I don't know why. Makes me laugh. I don't know why.
I like how
It's-
you remember that, Jordan.
It's the only line that I will
literally
remember,
couldn't,
and it will make.
tell you anything like that from that movie.
Dude,
You gotta decide between basketball and musical, and then he decides.
Why not
follow the
both?
stream of both.
Yeah.
So
it's so
I'll sing while I
stupid.
dribble.
He did, and
I
it was.
know.
I love that song.
See, and
I
that's the
unironically
step
listen to
from
that song.
reality that I don't like with musicals. It just like a basketball team's not gonna do that.
It's like any movie that's unrealistic.
I know, but it's
That's like, yeah, that's kind of like saying, okay, well, what Space Jam came out? It's like, well, LeBron's
That's
playing with Bugs
stupid.
Bunny. That's stupid.
actually he
unrealistic.
didn't because he needed a stunt double to play with cartoons. I don't know if you guys saw that.
Even
Oh, hey,
even,
go back, Michael
even Jordan.
Even so, like
That's dumb. Jordan can't
He's
play
playing
with Looney
yeah,
Tunes.
And that's dumb.
So
Aliens are going to come
unrealistic.
and steal
Yeah.
people's ability to play basketball just for this.
Yeah.
That's
Can't
stupid.
stretch his arm half the court and dunk.
Yeah, like if you look at you have to like look at everything like that if you're gonna look at.
What was my one exception though? What was my one exception? Cartoons, and you guys brought up a cartoon, so that's a
Yeah.
Was Jordan
Actually,
a
that is
cartoon?
incorrect.
Was Jordan a cartoon?
It's an easy.
When they came back to this world, were they cartoons? Like,
When
was
Bugs
the world
Bunny-
a cartoon?
no, but the most
Nope.
of the movie was a cartoon.
The main
with
character, was he a
cartoon
cartoon?
characters.
No, it's an isekai. He's a real person.
It's true. He
It's an
is.
isekai.
I don't know. I just
So your own argument has collapsed upon
But-
itself.
I still don't think it has. I just
It's okay.
Can we just forget musicals and go to Bunraku? You know what that is?
I have no idea.
That is a Japanese musical, but instead of singing, they have fighting.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, hold up.
Yes.
That's awesome.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Yes.
That's
and
awesome.
it's really cool.
That's cool. I want to see this.
I actually have. There's a movie I have. It's called Bunraku. It's with Josh Hartnett and Japanese musical artist called Gakt, and it's literally a Bunraku. They made a musical, but instead of singing, it's just cool fight scenes.
That's dope.
That sounds
We'll have to
really
watch
big.
it sometime. It's pretty cool.
That sounds
It's
epic.
like loosely based off Afro Samurai.
Is there one that we could potentially have like that isn't huge? I guess that we could almost do like a watch through and react to it.
Like a musical or a Bunraku?
A Bunraku.
I don't know.
Like just something where we could like just sit on the couch over here and we could react to it and have a
I mean, we
watch
could just
through.
watch that movie. That movie's actually pretty good. I like it.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, that's I would say CGI is not a cartoon. Would you? It's
Depends how,
It's animation.
It's animation.
it's animation, but I mean
What's your
CGI.
definition of cartoon?
I feel like it depends how you use it.
Cartoon is
Like an
generally
explosion
for
in a
children.
movie.
So, for example, like
Cartoon is generally for children.
this. So, I guess this is
A
kind
certain
of
age group.
this is the one that just popped in my head because we saw Freak Out last night. No spoilers, but like Dan will get this. Like, for a certain character in that movie, that's not cartoon.
Mm-hmm.
You know, towards the end. Like,
Yeah.
That's not really cartoon.
That's
that's CGI.
Poorly done CGI.
It's CGI, but it's not like it's realistic and it's like
Catchphrase.
meant to
Oh,
be
is it like
realistic.
the guy in Star Wars? Tarkin? Is that it?
Yeah, like that. That's a good
That
example.
looked horrible.
I think
in
that was
Rogue
actually
One.
pretty good.
I think it was actually.
That looked
Wow.
horrible.
Here's
I think
what
the
say.
The CGI in Rogue One wasn't bad.
No,
No,
it
but
really
that
wasn't.
one character
I didn't
that
think it was
they.
that
I thought Leia was a little bit worse than Tarkin was.
I honestly,
Leia was worse than
I
Tarkin.
honestly, just
Most
seeing it in
assuredly.
theater, I guess I thought Leia was better than Tarkin because he was on screen a lot more,
Mm-hmm.
and
I thought it was great.
I think he looks like a character that they just ripped out of the Polar Express and was like, here you go.
I legitimately I thought it was so good. It took me a while to I was like, I thought this guy died.
Are you serious?
Yeah, no. I'm
The
dead
second
serious.
I saw it.
It was much closer to what he actually was in life, like at that time, though.
Yeah,
so it was
took-
much closer
it
to
literally
what he
took,
was.
It literally
Yeah, but,
took me
like,
a little bit.
Leia, they had to really reconstruct everything.
The
Yeah.
first time I
That's
saw
why
it,
it looked a lot more
I immediately
CGI.
was just like, that looks terrible.
Mm-hmm.
It looks so bad, and I don't know, like, because I knew he was dead, but like just something about it. As soon as I saw it, I'm like, that is off. Like just looking at it, I'm like, that doesn't look good. It looked like a Polar Express character just plopped into Star Wars, and I didn't like it.
Well, you didn't like that movie in general, so
I loved Darth Vader in that movie.
you didn't like that movie at all. Is what you're saying?
He made a pun, and he had the coolest.
Did he?
Yes.
Don't choke on your aspirations.
As he's force choking a guy, he tells him not to choke on his aspirations, and I thought that was hilarious. But no, then Darth Vader at the end of that movie, when he's like just standing there with his lightsaber glow. I mean, just him, kicking butt in that tunnel.
Yeah.
Dude, that is one of the coolest scenes I've ever
Goes
seen in
back
my life.
to my original theory that Jordan just likes lightsabers and not Star Wars.
Very true.
I agree with this.
Very
Because
true.
I actually really love Rogue One. It's a pretty good movie.
It's
It was
actually-
really well done.
It was
It's the
fine.
Halo reach of Star Wars.
I would agree because I don't like it more than the original stuff, but
Mhm.
Yeah. But you get why I said
Yeah,
that because it's literally
I
the
do.
same type of story. Like
You're not wrong, actually.
you're setting up.
So where would you put ODST? Like, what would the ODST of Star Wars
I
be?
don't know. We're not. Let's not get into that. That's
That's the entire conversation.
that would be
in
like
of itself.
extended, like in TV shows and stuff.
yeah.
Like Clone Wars or something?
Probably.
Probably yeah, something like that. I don't know.
I don't know. Just since we're
Or
gonna
like the
make.
beginning of Clone Wars would be ODST because
Well,
some
we've
people
gotten-
loved it, some people hated
Kind of
it,
gone a long ways off the original topic.
and then it
here.
got better.
We have. I feel like we should move on. I think musicals are not good because of that. It immediately takes me out of the movie when they start singing. That was my topic. That's all I wanted to talk about. Let us know in the
Hit
comments
or miss. Usually miss.
what you think, because I am actually curious to know if they are on my side or if they more take your guys' side.
With the exception of High School Musical and those that are like that, musicals are great. They rock.
See,
if
and
you
They're
are-
music to my ears.
If you are in the minority like me and like High School Musical, let us know too.
Don't come back.
give this video a thumbs up. Give this video a thumbs up if you like High School Musical, and give this video a thumbs up if you hate musicals altogether.
And if you're somewhere in the middle,
Still like
give a thumbs up.
If you're somewhere in the middle, drop a
So-
comment and let us know.
If you're like me, just give us a thumbs up.